Coming up next.
What do you love about your career?
There's so many different industries that I work with that I learn something new every day. Within one day, I get to cover so many different subjects, and I'm such a nerd. Like, that's so exciting for me to be able to know so many different things as a result of the work that I do that, bar none, that's the best part.
The Job Talk podcast shares stories from people who are passionate and love what they do in their careers. Through conversation, we explore their careers, past work experiences, and the education that got them to where they are now. We are putting together a Career Crisis Ultimate interview series. We are asking experts to give their best advice and guidance around work anxiety, career pressures, career goal setting, and ultimately, career transformation. To learn more about this special interview series and get notified when it's available, please visit our webpage at thejobtalk.com/help. This is the shortened version from our in-depth conversation. Please visit thejobtalk.com to find the full episode.
Today's guest is Liz Pittman. Here's our Job Talk with the digital communications specialist. What is the best educational path if you're looking for a career in social media?
It's a really interesting question because I think there are two routes that you can go. I have worked with a lot of people who took the route that I did and went the journalism route or the public relations route and got a foundation in that sort of storytelling perspective before moving into communications. But I also know that taking the business and getting a marketing education is a great way to go as well. I teach business programs and I teach a social media marketing course. So I know that that's ingrained in a lot of that education. But when I worked in organizations, because I'm a freelancer now, when I worked within organizations, I often would have interns who came from broadcast programs. So I think one of those two routes is a great way to go. You get a really great foundation regardless of the route that you take.
In general terms, could you take us through the initial meeting with a client when they come to you and
Absolutely.
what they're often asking you for and basically how you start to attack it?
Yeah. So the meeting will vary depending upon if they need social media support or writing support or podcast or whatever that digital communication is. Sometimes it's a combination of all of those things. But just like your question about whether TikTok is the right platform, I always start a conversation with, okay, what are your goals? So you're on Instagram and you're on Facebook. Tell me why. What are you hoping to accomplish? And then that gives us some strategic direction about what are some of the things that could be done. Sometimes businesses will come to me because they either don't have the resources to do social media or digital comms internally, or it's a business owner or an entrepreneur, team of one or two, and they just hate doing it.
Yeah.
They just detest being on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it might be, and they just want someone else to manage it. So if I can have the perspective of what are you trying to accomplish? How does Instagram or your newsletter or whatever it might be fit into the larger picture of your business priorities, that can lend us into or lead us into a conversation about what the tactics might be.
Okay. I'm old, as we've discussed. How do you stay up on all of the trends and everything that's changing?
It's not easy because it changes on a dime. The world of social media is evolving so quickly. It's hard to keep up. I subscribe to a lot of newsletters from industry experts or organizations that put together these sorts of resources. I feel like I'm constantly reading. And as I mentioned, I'm also a teacher. So not only do I need to know these things for my clients, I need to know these things so I can share the most recent information with my students as well. So I do a lot of reading. And I also follow a lot of these sorts of experts on digital platforms like LinkedIn or like Instagram so that I can try and stay on top of these things as much as I can.
What do you love about your career?
Oh man, so many things. But one of the biggest things is that it is new and exciting all of the time. There's so many things that I need to keep learning. not only from the social media and the storytelling side of things with changes in apps and whatever, but there's so many different industries that I work with that I learn something new every day. Like just this week, I have to write a blog about Bitcoins, which I know nothing about, and we'll have to do a ton of research to understand that. I'm doing something about gum disease with a dental practice. I'm working with a post-secondary school, rewriting some of the stuff about the programs they offer. Like within one day, I get to cover so many different subjects, and I'm such a nerd. Like that's so exciting for me to be able to know so many different things as a result of the work that I do, that bar none, that's the best part.
Well, my next question was going to be about why should somebody consider a career in working in social media, but I think you answered it with what you love about it. So, yes. Liz, congratulations on choosing a career that is exciting. You're learning lots. Every day is different. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
My absolute pleasure, Kim. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to the Job Talk podcast. For more information, please visit us at thejobtalk.com. Our podcast music was created by our friend Mike Malone in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.